The stars were burning. Captain Noro stood on the bridge of the alien ship Velinar, watching the screen. Behind them, in the darkness of space, their homeworld was gone. The void swarm had eaten it, just like they had eaten the others. Once, his people had ruled 5 planets. Now, they were down to 5 ships. Status? Noro asked. Shields at 20%. Engines overheating. We can jump one more time, replied First Officer Melik. Noro's hands trembled. One more jump. That was all they had left. No fuel, no backup, no help. Just silence in the void and death behind them. The fleet drifted slowly, damaged, broken, afraid. Then a light blinked on the screen. A signal. Captain, we're picking up something. It's strange. Melik touched the control panel. A small blue dot blinked in the far corner of the galaxy. It's an old signal, very old. But it's broadcasting in a pattern, a language. What language? Unknown. But it repeats. A welcome signal. Possibly. A sanctuary code. The crew stared at the screen. Noro looked at the coordinates. A green planet, he said quietly. M-class. Atmosphere is breathable. Gravity stable. No signs of major technology. No ships, no weapons, no satellites. It's empty. Noro's heart beat faster. Could this be it? Bring up historical data. Melik scanned the records. Planet code. Earth. Location. Death Zone 7. Marked as unstable. But that was 200 cycles ago. No updates since. Death Zone. Noro frowned. Why? No reason listed. Possibly error. Maybe just a name. The crew whispered among themselves. The word Earth meant nothing to most of them. Just another planet. But to Noro, it felt different. Can we reach it? Yes. One final jump. Silence filled the bridge. Behind them was certain death. Ahead, a mystery. Noro made the choice. Plot a course. Prepare all ships. Earth is our last hope. 3 days later, the fleet arrived in orbit. Earth floated below them. Blue oceans, green land, white clouds. Peaceful, beautiful, a paradise. Noro stood in front of the window, staring. No cities, Melik said. No power signals. No movement. It's quiet. Any sign of the signal. Still broadcasting from one location. A mountain range. Looks like an old tower. Send a scout ship. I want eyes on the ground. A small shuttle dropped through the clouds. Inside were 3 alien scouts. Rano, Vel, and Teris. They landed near the tower. It was tall, made of stone and metal, covered in vines and moss. It's ancient, Rano said, looking at the cracked entrance. But it's still sending the signal. Vel placed a scanner on the wall. No traps, no energy fields. Going in. The 3 entered. Inside, the air was cold. Old lights blinked weakly. Symbols on the wall, lines and shapes, possibly human writing. This place is not empty, Teris whispered. They reached the central room. A machine was there, still working. It was sending the signal. Shut it down. Vel asked. No, Rano said. Let's report first. Teris moved toward the exit. He froze. Something moved in the hallway. Did you see that? He asked. The others turned. See what? Teris stepped back. I saw something. A shape. Too fast to scan. Stay close, Rano said. They walked toward the shuttle. Then the lights flickered. A strange sound echoed through the corridor. A clicking noise, almost like claws. Vel raised his weapon. Something's here. Suddenly, a shadow flew across the hall. It was fast, too fast. Vel fired. Nothing hit. Run. The 3 ran toward the exit. The shadow chased them, silent and deadly. They reached the outside. The shuttle was 20 meters away. Go. Vel got in first. Terrace was close behind. Rano turned to fire at the shadow, but it wasn't there. Then, Hurakake. Something slammed into Rano. He screamed. Blood hit the ground. The shuttle door closed. Vel screamed, "He's down. He's down." Terrace hit the launch. The shuttle lifted. From the window, they saw a shape standing over Rano's body. Tall. 2 arms. 2 legs. Human, but not. "Did you see that?" Vel whispered. "Tell the captain," Terrace said. "Tell him, this planet is not empty." Back on the ship, Captain Noro watched the recording. His hands were cold. The figure in the video, it looked human. "Are they alive?" he asked. Terrace shook his head. "I don't know, but they're here. And they are fast. And deadly." "Earth is supposed to be dead," Melek whispered. "No," Noro said. "Earth is worse than dead." He looked at the blue planet below. "It's alive. And now, it knows we are here." Captain Noro stood in silence. The recording played again on the main screen. The creature, humanoid, tall, fast, appeared for just a moment before killing Rano. Its eyes glowed in the dark. Its face looked human, but not like any peaceful being. It was something wild, something dangerous. "They were supposed to be gone," Melek whispered. "Earth was marked as unstable," Noro replied, "but not occupied, not alive." Terrace, the scout survivor, sat in a corner, his face pale, hands shaking. "It didn't speak. It didn't make a sound," he said quietly. "It just came out of nowhere. Too fast to track. Rano never had a chance." The crew listened. Fear spread across the room. "But why was the signal still active?" Melek asked. "Why send a welcome beacon?" "That's the question," Noro said. "Was it a trap or a call for help?" No one answered. Later that day, 3 more ships from the fleet orbited closer to Earth. They stayed high, watching from a safe distance. Meanwhile, Noro sent 2 research drones to different parts of the planet. The first drone flew over empty cities. Skyscrapers stood like skeletons, broken, dark, covered in green vines. Roads cracked and overgrown. Nature had taken back everything. "No power, no people," Melek reported. "This place died long ago." The second drone flew over a large mountain valley. It saw ruins of what looked like a human base, strange machines, burnt-out vehicles, and signs of battle. "We're seeing weapon marks," Melek said. "Blaster burns, impact craters. Someone fought here." Noro leaned closer. "Zoom in." On one wall, written in dark red paint, were words in human language. The translation system worked slowly, then showed the message. "We don't run. We adapt. We fight back." The crew stared at the words. "They're not extinct," Melek said. "They evolved." Nightfall on the planet. The research drones switched to night vision. In the dark, strange heat signals appeared, small, fast-moving shapes. "Animals?" a young crew member asked. "No," Melek said. "Look at the patterns. They move in groups. They surround locations before entering. That's hunting behavior, coordinated. Military tactics." Noro asked. "Yes," Melek replied. "But not machines. These are living creatures." Noro leaned back in his chair. "They're humans, not the ones we expected. Something else, something left behind." The next morning, Noro called for a ground team, this time a larger one. 5 soldiers, 2 scientists. They would land far from the tower, near an abandoned city. Their goal was simple: gather information, scan for technology, avoid contact. The shuttle landed in the ruins of an old human town. Buildings were empty. Nature had grown wild. Trees in the streets, birds in the windows, silence everywhere. Dr. Cyril, the lead scientist, stepped out first. "This place is dead," she said, "but the bones are fresh." She bent near a pile of rubble and picked up a small white piece. It was a skull. Human. Cracked. This person died not more than 2 cycles ago. Another soldier found what looked like an old human weapon, rusted, but still shaped like a rifle. Beside it, fresh footprints, barefoot, human-sized. "They live nearby," the soldier said, inside a broken building. The team entered what once was a library. Books covered the floor. Many were destroyed, but some were still readable. Dr. Cyril picked one up. The title was strange: Survive or Die. Inside were notes, handwritten by someone. "They studied the enemy," she said. "They trained here, learned how to fight back. Whoever lived here was not running. They were preparing." Then the floor creaked. A soldier turned sharply. "I saw something. In the hallway." "Don't move," the commander said. They waited. No sound. Then a whisper, soft but clear. "You're not welcome here." All weapons turned. A voice. From the shadows. "Show yourself," the commander shouted. No reply. Then a metal can rolled into the room. Smoke burst out. Gas. Everyone scrambled for masks. Visibility dropped. Through the smoke, 2 figures moved fast. They grabbed one of the scientists. Dr. Cyril. "Help," she screamed. Shots fired. But the humans were too quick. When the smoke cleared, Dr. Cyril was gone. Only a message was left behind, scratched into the wall with a knife. "This is not your world." Back on the ship, Norov stared at the report. First Rano, now Dr. Cyril. "They don't just kill," Melik said. "They take." "For what?" someone asked. "Torture. Questions." "No," Norov said slowly. "They're studying us." Everyone looked at him. He turned to the screen, showing Earth below. "This planet isn't dead. It's sleeping, watching. And we just woke it up." The ship was quiet. Too quiet. Captain Noro walked through the halls of Velinar, his boots echoing on the metal floor. Since the loss of Dr. Cyril, fear had spread like a virus. Crew members spoke in whispers. Some refused to leave their rooms. Even the soldiers were tense, their fingers always close to their weapons. Noro stopped at the command deck. Melik was already there, watching the screens. "Any word from the ground team?" Melik shook his head. "No signals. No sound. It's like they vanished." Noro's jaw tightened. 3 scouts lost. 1 scientist taken. And now, 5 more missing. This planet was not safe. It was a trap. Nightfall on Earth. Deep inside the forest near the ruined city, the missing ground team huddled in silence. Commander Darn, the leader, watched the trees carefully. His team was hiding in a broken building. They had been running for hours. "They hunt at night," Darn whispered. Soldier Freck nodded. His armor was scratched, one eye swollen. "They don't make noise. No smell. Just shadows." Another soldier, Vera, was shaking. "They didn't kill me. They just stared. Like I was weak. Like I wasn't worth it." The team had been attacked just after sunset. Fast-moving humans, silent, brutal, organized. One of them climbed the wall like an animal. Another dropped from the trees like a shadow. "Are they even human anymore?" Freck asked. Darn didn't answer. They had no contact with the ship, no drones left, and no idea where Dr. Cyril had been taken. "We move at first light," Darn said. "Stay sharp. They're watching us." In the forest, high above, hidden in the trees, 2 figures moved like ghosts. Their skin was dark with war paint. Their clothes were made of scavenged armor and old fabric. Their eyes glowed faintly from tech-enhanced lenses. They were human, but not like the ones in history books. These were Deathworlders, humans born and raised on a world that killed everything soft and weak. The taller one, Juno, looked down through her scope. "They're scared," she said. Good, replied her brother Kale. Fear slows them down. Juno nodded. We take the commander. The rest will scatter. Kale smiled. Like wolves and sheep. Back on the alien ship. Melek approached Noro. Captain, we found something. He placed a device on the table. It was the drone that had flown near the ruins last night. Damaged, but still recording. Melek pressed play. The screen showed darkness, then movement. A face appeared. A human face. But it was strange. Painted. Eyes glowing. Calm, but dangerous. The human looked straight into the drone's lens and spoke. You don't belong here. Then the screen went black. Silence in the room. They know we're watching, Melek said. They want us to see. Noro's voice was low. They're not hiding anymore. Next morning, on Earth, Commander Darn led his team through the jungle ruins. The sunlight was weak, blocked by thick clouds. They moved carefully, eyes scanning every shadow. Then, a noise. Click. Too late. A net burst from the ground, grabbing Vera and lifting her into the air. She screamed. Darn fired at the trees. Figures moved. Fast. Silent. Freck was pulled into the bushes, gone before he could yell. Fall back. Darn shouted. But they were already surrounded. One by one, the team was taken. Darn tried to run, but a figure tackled him from behind, slamming him into the ground. Before he blacked out, he saw a face, human, masked, painted, and heard a voice. You need to understand what we are. Somewhere underground. Dr. Cyril sat in a cold metal room. Her hands were tied, but she was alive. A light turned on. A human stepped inside. He wore armor made of old Earth tech. His eyes glowed behind a visor. I'm not here to kill you, he said calmly. I'm here to teach you. Cyril didn't speak. The human placed a screen in front of her. It showed a video. Earth, long ago. Cities burning. Skyships falling. Alien fleets destroying human homes. We remembered, he said. We remember what your kind did. Cyril frowned. That wasn't us. We weren't part of that war. The human leaned closer. No, but you came here thinking Earth was weak. You looked at this planet and saw a prize. He stood tall. But Earth doesn't forget. Earth fights back. Back in orbit. Captain Noro looked at the planet below. His hands were shaking now. Send a message to the fleet, he said. We're not safe. Earth is not what we thought. Prepare for retreat. Melek looked surprised. We're running. No, Noro said. We're escaping. There's a difference. He turned to the screen. The alien fleet floated above Earth, silent and nervous. Inside the command ship Velinar, Captain Noro stared at the planet. His crew moved quietly. They were no longer explorers. They were survivors, trapped in orbit, unsure what was waiting below. Melek, Noro said, any word from the second ground team? Melek looked down. No, Captain. They are gone, like the others. Noro closed his eyes. That made 12 lost. And the humans, they never sent a message, never made demands. They only hunted. Underground, human stronghold. Dr. Cyril sat across from the human called Kale. His face was hard, quiet, like stone. He placed a small device on the table. I want to show you something, Kale said. The screen turned on. Old recordings. Images from a war long forgotten. Alien ships raining fire. Cities burning. Children crying. This, he said, was the last time aliens came to Earth. Cyril watched the destruction. She had read stories about the War of Exile. But her people were not part of it. That was generations ago, long before her time. That wasn't us, she whispered. Kale nodded. Maybe, but it changed us forever. He pointed at a map. We lost 9 billion people. Cities, oceans, forests, gone. But some of us survived. Underground. In the wild. On the run. Cyril looked at him. Why didn't you rebuild? Cal's voice was cold. We did. Just not how you expected. Orbit. The Fleet Council. A meeting was called between all ship captains. Noro stood before them, grim and tired. Earth is not dead, he began. It is alive. And dangerous. Every team we send vanishes. Their people are watching us. Studying us. And striking. One captain scoffed. They are primitives. We are advanced. Why don't we just attack? Noro shook his head. They don't use ships, don't use tech like ours. But they are better than us in one thing. Survival. We've seen it. They don't panic. They don't surrender. They don't fear death. Another captain asked, do you suggest we leave? Noro looked out the window. I suggest we listen. Back underground. Juno entered the room where Cal and Dr. Cyril sat. She held a metal box. What is that? Cyril asked. Juno opened it. Inside were pieces of old alien armor. Burnt, broken. This belonged to the ones who came before you, Juno said. They landed here like you. Thought we were weak. They were wrong. Cyril frowned. So you killed them all? No, Juno said. We survived them. We watched them destroy themselves. This planet is not kind to outsiders. Even the strongest burn here. Cal added, Earth changes people. It forces you to become more. Orbit. Emergency signal. Suddenly, the control room of Velinar flashed red. A ship near the lower orbit was sending a distress call. This is patrol ship Nikara. We've been boarded. What? Noro jumped to his feet. How? Melik looked shocked. Sir, something got on board from the surface. Impossible, someone said. There's no space travel from the ground. The screen came alive. A video feed showed chaos. Dark hallways. Screams. Blood. A figure appeared briefly. A human. In a black suit. Silent. Fast. Deadly. They got aboard. Melik said slowly. Without ships. Without warnings. They're not primitives. Noro whispered. They're predators. Later that night, in the dark corner of a ruined city, Commander Darn woke up. His head hurt. His arms were tied. He was alive, but barely. He looked around. He was not alone. 2 other survivors from his team were there, unconscious, and standing over them, a human girl, maybe 16 cycles old, thin, sharp eyes, dressed in scavenged armor. She stared at Darn. You don't understand us, she said. You never did. Darn coughed. We came looking for peace. The girl laughed, cold and hollow. You came because you thought we were gone. You thought Earth was empty. Easy. Yours. She leaned closer. But Earth belongs to the strong, and the strong never left. Back on the command ship, Captain Noro stood alone in his quarters. He looked at the old map of the galaxy. So many systems, so many planets, so many wars. They had searched for salvation, a home, a place to rest after the Void Swarm destroyed theirs. But now, this place is not salvation, he said quietly. It's judgment. Melik entered. Captain, the Council wants to strike back. Full assault. Noro shook his head. That will only make things worse. We don't understand this planet. We don't understand them. Melik asked, then what do we do? Noro's answer was calm, but heavy. We survive. In orbit above Earth, panic spread through the alien fleet. The ship Nikara was gone, burned from the inside. All crew, dead. And the worst part, no one knew how the humans got aboard. Captain Noro called for a full lockdown. All docking bays sealed. Patrols doubled. No landings allowed. But even with the safety measures, fear kept growing. On the main screen, the blue-green planet looked peaceful. But everyone now understood. Earth was a trap. Inside the human stronghold, Dr. Cyril sat in silence. Her hands were free now. Cale no longer saw her as a prisoner, but he didn't see her as a friend either. "You could have killed us all," she said quietly. "Why haven't you?" Cale stood, arms crossed. "Because we are not like you." He turned on a screen, showing her own ship, Velinar. "We could hit you. We have hidden weapons, systems you can't detect." "Then why wait?" she asked. "Because Earth is not just a place," Cale said. "It's a lesson." Juno entered with a tablet. "Another ship tried to flee orbit," she said. "They didn't make it." Cyril was confused. "Wait, what do you mean they didn't make it?" Cale turned to her, eyes sharp. "We don't let anyone leave." Above Earth, Fleet Command. Captain Noro paced back and forth. 3 ships had tried to escape orbit. All were shot down. Not by Earth's military. Earth didn't seem to have one. But by something else. Satellite weapons. Mines. Melek guessed. "No signs of tech," said the analyst. "The ships were hit by something. Unknown. Some kind of gravity spike. Energy we can't trace." "They let us come," Noro said. "But they won't let us leave." Meanwhile, in the forest, Commander Darn, one of the few survivors from the 2nd ground team, had escaped. He crawled through the jungle, weak and bleeding. But he was alive. He reached the old tower where it all started. And there, he found Teres, the first scout, still alive, hiding in the shadows. "You made it," Darn whispered. Teres looked like a ghost. Eyes wide, clothes torn, mind broken. "They're not human," he said softly. "Not anymore." Darn leaned closer. "What do you mean?" "They train in silence. They live in war. They use old tech like it's part of them." Teres grabbed his arm, shaking. "One of them looked at me. Just looked. And I saw death. In orbit. A new discovery. On Velinar." Melek ran to Noro. "Captain, you need to see this." He showed a satellite image from an old Earth region, once called Siberia. The image showed something massive hidden under the ground. "What is it?" Noro asked. "We're not sure. But it's big. Maybe a base. Maybe a vault." "Is it active?" Melek nodded. "Energy spikes. Movement underground." Noro stared at the screen. "They're hiding something. Something powerful." He tapped the console. "Send a stealth drone. No weapons. Just eyes. Earth. The vault." The drone flew silently through storm clouds. It reached the snowy mountains and went underground through a deep tunnel. Lights flickered. Then the camera showed something that froze everyone watching. A graveyard. But not of humans. Of ships. Hundreds of alien ships, crushed and broken. Some were thousands of years old. Others recent. All destroyed. Then the drone caught a glimpse of something tall. Humanoid. But not human. Made of old tech. Silent. Standing guard. "Is that a machine?" Melek asked. "No," Noro said slowly. "That's a warning. Underground. The truth." Cale stood with Dr. Cyril near an old map of Earth. Red marks glowed across it, each one a battle site, a graveyard, or a wrecked alien ship. "You see, Doctor," Cale said, "this has happened before. Again and again." "Why do aliens keep coming here?" she asked. Cale looked her in the eye. "Because Earth sings. It sends signals. Hope. Warmth. Life. But they don't understand the cost." Cyril stepped back. "You're not just defending this world. You're protecting something." Cale nodded. "Earth itself is a living weapon. We are just its children." That night, in space, Velinar's lights went dark for a few seconds. Just a moment. But when they came back, one crew member was missing. No breach. No sound. He was just gone. Captain's log. Captain Noro sat alone. He recorded his final message. If anyone hears this, turn back. Earth is not safe. It is not a home. It is a cage. And once you're inside, it doesn't let you go." He paused. "We thought we were the future, that our machines, our science, made us strong. But on Earth, strength is something else." He looked out the window at the planet below. It's silence, it's survival, it's pain. Then he whispered, "And no one leaves Earth." The alien fleet hung above Earth like a fading dream. Inside the command ship Velinar, Captain Noro sat with his hands folded. He hadn't slept in days. The weight of every lost ship, every missing soldier, sat heavy on his shoulders. Earth had crushed their hope, and now it was moving. Planet surface, human stronghold. Kale stood in the command room of the underground base. All around him, humans prepared. Guns were checked, armor adjusted, maps studied. Juno stepped beside him. "They're panicking," she said. "Their fleet is blind. Half the ships have no working sensors now." Kale nodded. "We've watched them long enough. Now we show them what Earth made of us." He turned to his people, men and women who had grown up in pain, in storms, in battle. "Today," Kale said, "we rise not to destroy, but to warn." He raised his weapon. "We are Deathworlders, and the galaxy must remember why Earth was left alone." Orbit. Panic in the command center. "Captain," Melek shouted. "Something's rising from the planet." Noro rushed to the screen. 1, 2, 3 large signals. Too fast to be ships. Too strong to be natural. "They've launched something," a crew member asked. "No," Noro said. "They're coming." On the screen, 3 dark shapes climbed through the sky. Old Earth orbital shuttles, covered in armor, burning through the clouds. "Send interceptors," Melek ordered. But the alien fighters never reached them. The shuttles moved like beasts, dodging, jamming sensors, cutting through defense lines. One landed on the outer ship of the fleet. The other 2 headed straight for Velinar. Inside the alien ship, the lights flickered. Alarms screamed. "They're boarding," someone shouted. "Seal the core chamber." Too late. With a loud thud, the shuttle clamped onto the hull. A small team of humans entered, fast, silent, like wolves in a sheep pen. Kale led them. He didn't speak. He just moved. Soldiers tried to fight. Plasma blasts lit the hall, but the Deathworlders didn't stop. They didn't scream. They didn't retreat. They adapted. Kale reached the control deck. Noro and Melek stood frozen. Kale didn't point a weapon. Instead, he opened his hand and dropped a chip onto the floor. It played a message. The message. The voice was old. "Warn, human. If you are hearing this, you came to Earth without understanding." Images flashed. Burned cities, shattered moons, alien fleets in ruins. We are not what we were. We are what Earth made us. Survivors, hunters, warnings. More images. Humans training in gravity 10x normal, walking through acid storms, fighting beasts without fear. The voice ended with 5 simple words. "Turn back, or be changed." In the core room, Captain Noro looked at Kale. "You could have killed us," he said. Kale nodded. "But we didn't. You need to carry the message. You need to tell others what Earth really is." Melek stepped forward. "And if we refuse?" Kale's eyes narrowed. "Then Earth will teach the lesson herself." He pointed to a window. Outside, dozens of hidden Earth defense systems had come online. Disguised satellites, A-controlled lasers, orbital traps built from scrap and pain. "You thought we were primitive," Kale said. "But we grew in the ashes. Every time someone came, Earth gave us more to learn." He looked deep into Noro's eyes. "And we remember everything." Elsewhere, Dr. Cyril's release. Dr. Cyril stood at the edge of the human base. Juno walked beside her. "You're free to go," Juno said. Cyril looked confused. After all we've done, why let me leave? Juno shrugged. You're not the first, and you won't be the last. Cyril stepped toward the small Earth shuttle the humans had prepared for her. But I'll tell them, she said. The others. About this place. Juno smiled. We're counting on it. Back in orbit. The retreat. Velinar turned slowly away from Earth. Other ships followed, their weapons lowered, their signals quiet. No music, no pride, just silence. Noro stood at the window, watching the cursed world shrink behind him. Will they come for us? Melek asked. Noro shook his head. No, they don't want to chase us. They want to warn us. He looked down at the message chip in his hand. And we've been warned. Earth. Days later. The human warriors returned underground. The orbit was quiet again. Kale removed his armor and looked at the stars. They'll be back someday, Juno said. Yes, Kale replied. But next time, they'll know the truth. He knelt and touched the soil. This is Earth, and we are its children. The stars above Earth were quiet again. The alien fleet was gone, broken in spirit, lucky to escape. But Earth remembered, and Earth never forgot, or forgave. Deep underground, human stronghold, Kale stood in the heart of the Earth command bunker. Around him, engineers and soldiers were returning to normal life, if such a thing existed on a death world. Juno walked in, her face unreadable. We received a message, she said. Kale raised an eyebrow. From them. Juno nodded. Yes, a small signal. Captain Noro. She handed him a tablet. Kale read the message in silence. We are leaving the system. No weapons. No scouts. You've made your point. Earth is not a place of peace. It is a scar on the galaxy. We will tell others, and we will not return. I pray no one else does either. Kale closed the tablet. They still don't get it. In space, on board the escaping alien ship, Captain Noro looked out the window of his ship, watching the blue-green world grow smaller behind him. I tried, he said to Melek. We came looking for salvation. Instead, we found judgment. Melek replied quietly. They could have wiped us out, and they didn't. Noro nodded. No, they let us live, because they wanted us to carry the story. He paused. But what if others don't listen? What if someone stronger than us comes next? Melek looked at Earth one last time. Then Earth will be ready, and they won't show mercy again. 3 months later, in a galactic council chamber, Noro stood before leaders of other species. Many laughed. Others doubted. Few believed. Are you saying the humans live? One ambassador asked. Yes, Noro said. And they're dangerous. They are death in silence. Fire hidden in ash. They won't chase you, but if you go there, Noro looked down, you won't return. Most of the council dismissed him. But a few listened. And among them, one voice whispered to another. We must study this Earth, secretly. Back on Earth, the training grounds. Hundreds of humans trained in the shadows of broken cities. Young ones learned to fight in toxic rain. Older ones hunted through ruins. Every citizen knew how to survive. It wasn't just a skill, it was part of their blood. Dr. Cyril had stayed behind, not as a prisoner, as a witness. She wrote everything in a journal. They are not evil. They are what we forced them to become. Earth didn't die. It evolved. And the humans, they became its guardians. Kale walked beside her. We don't hate aliens, he told her. But we don't trust anyone who comes smiling with ships above our sky. Cyril looked up. Even if they come in peace. Kale's eyes were hard. Especially then. Years later, in deep space, a rogue warlord from a distant system found Noro's report. He read it, then laughed. Earth. That primitive rock. He rallied his fleet. Over 200 warships. He ignored all warnings, and he entered the Sol system. The fleet never made it past Jupiter. Their ships vanished. No debris was found. No signals were sent. Just silence. Final scene. Earth's voice. Kale stood atop a ruined skyscraper, staring into the night. He pressed a button on his wristpad, sending a message into space. A voice echoed across the stars. This is Earth. We are still here. We are not your colony. We are not your experiment. We are not your hope. We are your mistake. Come if you must. But know this, Earth doesn't forgive.